What's going on, Broncos Country? Day 2 of the NFL Draft is here. And now it is time for Denver to partake in the draft festivities. So I'm going to run through a mock draft for the Broncos after day 1. We're going to look at some of the top draft targets, the best players available. And then we're going to talk about an interesting rumor-ish of trading for DeAndre Swift after, well, let's go through the NFL Draft from round 1 first to refresh everyone's memories. Bryce Young and C.J. Stroud went 1 and 2. Shout out to the Texans to get Stroud and Anderson. That feels like a huge win. Anthony Richardson to Indy. Devin Witherspoon to Seattle. That was Denver's pick. Devin Witherspoon. So in a way, the Broncos could have had Pat Surtain and Devin Witherspoon. That would have been helpful against Patrick Mahomes and Justin Herbert. But we have Russell Wilson. Paris Johnson and Tyree Wilson go next. Bijan Robinson off to ATL. Jalen Carter somehow falls all the way to 9. Really makes you wonder if there's more to it, for behind-the-scenes issues maybe. Darnell Wright is a Chicago Bear. Peter Skoronski's in Nashville. Jahmyr Gibbs. So this is where I'm getting at. The Lions took the Alabama running back at number 12. Makes you wonder after they signed David Montgomery in free agency, could DeAndre Swift, a former second-round pick, I believe, out of Georgia, might be available for trade? Makes you wonder. I wonder which team could use a running back. Wink, wink. Lucas Van Ness and Broderick Jones follow afterwards. Will McDonald is a Jet. Emmanuel Forbes, the corner from Mississippi State, is in the nation's capital. Christian Gonzalez, I think value-wise, this might be the best pick of the draft. He was my number 1 corner, honestly, ahead of Witherspoon, believe it or not, and he goes all the way at 17. Jack Campbell is a Detroit Lion because when you can I think Detroit just watched draft day and they're like, this is our Vontae Mack and our Ray Jennings. We need to get our running back and off-ball linebacker. That's how you be successful in 2023. Kalijah Cansey is in Tampa. Jackson Smith and Jigba starts a run of 4 receivers, which was ended by Deonte Banks going to the Giants. Dalton Kincaid, I think this is the Bills just going, all right, KC, we see your quarterback tight end duo. We raise you that with our quarterback tight end duo with Josh Allen and Kincaid. Mozzie Smith is in Dallas. He is a great run stopper for Dan Quinn. Anton Harrison's going to protect Trevor Lawrence. Miles Murphy is in Cincinnati. Brian Brzee is down in the Big Easy. Nolan Smith and Felix Enrique Uzama rounds out the first round of the draft. So who is your top target for day 2 of the NFL draft right now? Denver picks at 67. So early round 3, I don't think they move up, but there are still a lot of good players. And I think the Broncos are going to find a good pick at 67, whoever that may be. Now, I quickly want to spend a few moments talking about DeAndre Swift, the Detroit Lions running back who might be on the move. DeAndre Swift was one of those people who was watching the draft at home going, uh-oh, I'm glad I rented and did not buy because I have a feeling the Lions might be flipping me soon after they drafted a player like Gibbs who has a very, very, very similar skill set to me. So it's not a thunder and lightning combination. This feels like Detroit is ready to move on from Swift. He has been good. He has been frustrating at times. He has not always been available. There has been some off-the-field issues here and there. So DeAndre Swift, he might be on the move. So now we discuss through the lens of Denver, does it make sense for the Paytons to make the call and inquire about DeAndre Swift? Detroit's not going to get much for Swift. I'd have no issue with throwing a 6th-round pick for DeAndre Swift. Like, on one hand, that 6th-round pick would be 4 years of working control. Do I see DeAndre Swift having a long career, a fruitful career in Denver? Probably not. But, man, I do worry about Javonte Williams. And this could alleviate your running back woes and help Samaje Perine band-aid this running back room until Williams does return. So if all it costs is a future 7th-round pick because Detroit's just dying to move on from him, yeah, I hope Denver at least picks up the phone and makes the call. Now, I don't want to overpay, but they're not going to get much for him anyway. Now, with that being said, let's jump into our mock draft. With pick 67, I went cornerback Clark Phillips. Now, I should say I'm going Clark Phillips, because I don't think Denver's number one guy, center John Michael Schmitz from Minnesota, will be available. If he is, that's probably the selection. But I don't see him getting out of round 2, so that's why I'm going Clark Phillips. He was a 3-year starter for the Utes, All-American and first-team All-Pac-12 last year. Now, he's not the biggest corner, 5'9", $184. He has issues in tackling and run defense, but he is really good in the slot, so that could be a K'Wan Williams replacement in 2024. And he's a natural ball hawk, right? Look at his stats from last year. 6 pass breakups and 6 interceptions. Yeah, he gets burned from time to time, but that's sort of the price of doing business when you go for the boomer bust type plays. I think Clark Phillips could be a really fun pick opposite of Pat Surtain for Denver, and some good competition with Damari Mathis, and make a young nucleus core for this cornerback room moving forward. Now, Dane Brugler from The Athletic, he does write-ups on all the top prospects. This was his for Clark Phillips. Phillips doesn't have elite size or speed and needs to limit the big plays allowed, but his read reaction athleticism, competitive instincts, and ball skills will translate well to NFL coverage. He has the skill set of playmaking nickel capable of seeing outside reps as well. Now, if Denver does not go Clark Phillips, or let's say Clark Phillips is taken before 67, I don't think Joey Porter Jr. is going to be there. I think that's going to be the Steelers' pick at 32. Cam Smith and DJ Turner are some other great cornerbacks still available. Darius Rush from South Carolina. Just some names to familiarize yourself with, because I think one of Denver's 2 first picks might be cornerback. Then at pick 68, I'm going to go Derick Hall. Now, again, I don't know if he's going to be there, but if he is, the 6'2", 254-pound edge rusher would be a very fun pick for the Broncos. First team All-SEC, and what I really liked about him was his bendiness, okay? For 6'2" and 254 pounds, he's maybe not the biggest defensive end or edge rusher out there, depending on if you want to make him an outside linebacker, which I think Denver would, but a 7-2-3 cone drill, like you shoot to be in the neighborhood of 7 to 7'10". He's not far off. That's kind of why he might not be was not a first-round pick. But Derick Hall last season for the Tigers, these are his stats: 60 tackles, 11.5 tackles for loss, 6.5 sacks, and 2 forced fumbles. This is another athletic monster. The traits are all there. The production just needs to follow. Now, here was the write-up they had for him from The Athletic. Hall doesn't have fully fleshed out counter maneuvers, but he is an urgent, hard-charging pass rusher with linear athleticism and power in his hands. He will be attracted to multiple schemes and projects as a potential NFL starter, similar to the Denver Broncos' Jonathan Cooper, which is that a bit of a slap in the face to be projected to be similar to a 7th-round pick? Maybe. I wonder if he meant Baron Browning. I don't know, actually. But anywho, here are the top edge rushers still available. B.J. Ojulari, he ain't going to be there. I don't think Keon White will either. Isaiah Foskey and Tuli Tuipulotu, they have legitimate chances of being available at pick 67 or 68, so keep those guys on your radar. Now, if you want the inside knowledge on every single pick Denver makes starting tomorrow, well, today actually when you're watching this, we're recording this in the wee hours, so it's like 2 a.m. right now, but hey, it's draft week, baby. Chat Sports, built different. Make sure to subscribe. Don't miss a single thing when it comes to the NFL draft. My round 4 pick, I go back to the well. I go back to Tank Bigsby. I know Denver has a bit of a crush on him. They had him in for a pre-draft visit. It makes a lot of sense. The 5'11", 210-pound back out of Auburn was a 3-year starter, great availability. He only missed 1 game in 3 seasons. He led Auburn in rushing all 3 seasons. So Tank Bigsby, he's an every down back. He is not a scat back. He is not a Deuce Vaughn. He can do everything you need. He just might not do it at an elite level to warrant a 1st or 2nd round pick. Now, over the last 2 seasons, these are his stats. 1,000-yard rusher back in 2021. Came up just shy in 2022. But when he gets into open space, when he gets into the 2nd level, he runs way faster than his speed indicates. He is a big play machine. He rips off huge chunks of yardage. Not great in pass protection. Decent pass catcher. But Tank Bigsby, I just think it feels right for Denver. I don't know what their diagnosis is for Javonte Williams' return, but if they go running back early, that could signal Williams not playing a whole lot this upcoming year, unfortunately. Here is the write-up from him from Brugler. Bigsby needs to improve his decisiveness and feel for finding creases, but he has playmaking skills thanks to his upfield explosiveness along with his upside as a receiver and blocker. He has NFL starting potential in a gap or zone scheme. Wonder who runs that. Now, with that being said, make sure to check in and join us for our Day 2 coverage of the NFL Draft here at Chat Sports. Yours truly will be breaking down a whole bunch of picks over at the mothership. So make sure to subscribe and hang out over there, youtube.com/chatsportstv. At round 5, 139, I'm going to go center, Juice Scruggs. Denver does not get John Michael Schmitz in this mock because I think he goes in round 2. So now they go to Plan B. And Plan B is not a center in round 3. There's a big drop-off after Joe Tippmann and John Michael Schmitz. So they find Scruggs, the Penn State center, in round 5 here. He's 6'3", 301 pounds. He was a 2-year starter at Penn State. In his career, he played 34 games. He started 26. He was a third-team All-Big Ten player. He's not a perfect center, but Denver needs to throw a dart at the board. I'm not quite sure just how much they are sold on Lloyd Cushenberry. Now, as for his write-up, here is what Dane Brugler had to say on Juice Scruggs. All right, Scruggs needs to overcome his average recovery skills, as we've got producer Trace hopping into the camera zone right now, cleaning up after night 1 of the draft. Don't worry, Trace, hop on through. That's okay. But he has the necessary build, strength, and football IQ to be a swing interior backup capable of fighting for starting reps. Honestly, shout out to Trace. It's nearly 2 a.m., and he's staying back with producer Sam and I cleaning up after the first night of the draft. So thank you very much. So with that being said, let's fast forward to our final pick in this mock draft. It is the quarterback, Aidan O'Connell. It's starting to come more and more in the line of vision. 6'3", 213 pounds, yada, yada, yada. It's Sean Payton, and it's a Purdue quarterback. Do I need to say any more? He is looking to find his reincarnating version of Drew Brees with his new team, and that might be O'Connell. Doesn't have a crazy cannon of an arm. Okay, arm talent. Accurate passer, good touch on his passes downfield. Has to learn to read the field a little bit better. I don't dislike him as a quarterback in the NFL. Here are the career stats for him through 33 games in West Lafayette. He's a grinder. He walked on to the team. He got a roster spot. He got a scholarship, and then he won the starting gig for a Big Ten program. 65 career touchdowns. This is the write-up that Brugler has on him. O'Connell isn't a quick twitch mover or thrower and is guilty of trying to get away with throws he knows he shouldn't make, but he is strong-minded, accurate, and touches the ball up at every level of the field. He has the skills and intangibles of a capable backup in the NFL. So if you can sort of coach the bad choices out of him, he could be, I don't know, maybe this year's Brock Purdy, if you will. Now here is Denver's mock draft that I came up with. I think John Michael Schmitz is the play at 67 if he's there. I don't think he will be. I think Clark Phillips has a better chance of being there, though. Derick Hall, Tank Bigsby, Juice Scruggs, and AOC to round out our mock draft. All right, that's going to do it for us. I'm going to go to bed, and this video is going to go out in the morning, so you're all watching this as you are enjoying your eggs and bacon. Enjoy day 2 of the draft. We're going to have picks for every selection. We're going to have videos for every selection and pick that Denver makes. So hang out with us over there and here at the channel. You know what I'm saying. It's late. I'm signing off. I'm going to bed.